Come and make eyes at me down at the old bull and bush. Come, drink some port wine with me down at the old bull and bush. Hear the little German band. Just let me hold your hand, dear. Come and have a drink or two down at the old bull and bush.
Gentlemen and fellow Rastafarians, welcome to the mellifluous, barracking mecca of music hall. A panoply of performance, interrupted only by abecedarian aberrations and a caravari of cryptic cruciverbalism. With no further ado, it is my personal, perspicuous pleasure to introduce the always shy and retiring Mr. Tony Berry.
I courted Mary Ellen for 14 solid years, but she made me blush when she one day boldly said to me, "You've never kissed me once, John, but I'd like you to," she sighed. "Why don't you call me pretty names?" I hung my head and cried. I'm shy, Mary Ellen, I'm shy. It does seem so naughty, am I? Kissing is nicey, I've often heard say, but just how to do it, I don't know the way. So just put your arm round my waist. I promise I won't scream or cry. Now you do the kissing and cuddling instead, 'cause I'm shy, Mary Ellen, I'm shy. While with Mary Ellen, we met this 6-foot man. That's the saucy scamp, said she, who last week insulted me. Now just you thrash this massive brute, she said. I looked at his 6 feet. She said, take off your shirt, John. I said, no, not in the street. 'Cause I'm shy, Mary Ellen, I'm shy. It does seem so naughty, oh my. I said as I looked at this great massive chap, if it wasn't for one thing, I'd give him a slap. But look at the ladies about. They'd all stop and look, and oh my. If I took me shirt off, they'd all see me chest. And I'm shy, Mary Ellen, I'm shy. To marry Mary Ellen, we went to church one morn, and the party with the bride went to church. I stood outside. For 1 whole hour I stood there while she waited to be wed. Then she came out and said, come on. I'd rather not, I said. 'Cause I'm shy, Mary Ellen, I'm shy. It does seem so naughty, oh my. Then she got married and got home all right, and had fun with our friends right into the night. Then they kissed Mary Ellen goodbye. They started to go, so did I. She said, you're not going. I said, yes I am, 'cause I'm shy, Mary Ellen, I'm shy. Yes, I'm shy, Mary Ellen, I'm shy.
to a benedictive ballad of bereft bridal banality. Please welcome the ineffable, irrepressible Mrs. Brenda Ackers.
I'm in a nice bit of trouble, I confess. Somebody with me has had a game. I should by now be a proud and happy bride, but I've still got to keep the single name. I was proposed to by Obadiah Binks in a very gentlemanly way. Lent him all me money so that he could buy the home, and punctually at 12 o'clock today, there was I, waiting at the church, waiting at the church, waiting at the church, when I found he left me in the lurch. Lord, how it did upset me. All the boss, he sent me round the note. Here's the very note. This is what he wrote. Can't get away to marry you today. My wife won't let me.
The Rotary.
Lord, what a fuss Obadiah made of me when he used to take me in the park. He used to squeeze me till I was black and blue. When he kissed me, he used to leave a mark. Each time he met me, he treated me to port. Took me now and then to see a play. But understand me rightly, when I said he treated me, wasn't him but me what had to pay. There was I, waiting at the church, waiting at the church, waiting at the church, when I found he left me in the lurch. Lord, how it did upset me. All the boss, he sent me round the note. Here's the note. This is what he wrote. I'll get away to marry you today. My wife won't let me.
Oh dear.
Just think about disappointed I feel. I'll be off me crumpet very soon. I've lost my husband, the one I never had, and I dream so about the honeymoon. I'm looking out for another Obadiah. I've already bought the wedding ring. Got all me little Fylde riddles packed up in a box. Yes, absolutely two of everything. Come on now. There was I, waiting at the church, waiting at the church, waiting at the church, when I found he left me in the lurch. Lord, how it did upset me. All at once, he sent me round the note. Here's the very note. This is what he wrote. Can't get away to marry you today. My wife won't let me.
Well, next. For your delectation and delight, we present staccato stagecraft of stentorian storyology, with his liturgy of lugubrious Lancastrianisms. I give you Mr. Tony Rugby.
Very much indeed. Thank you. Now then, in days gone by, when cotton was king in Lancashire, the mills provided employment, communities and individual rascals. Now, there's an heard about Ephraim Copley. He once were a winder in mill, and in his spare time he kept hens. He had a lovely hen coat up on top of Fylde. Now one day council surveyor was looking round for a suitable site to build some new council houses, and old Ephraim's place was just right. Oh. Now town clerk sent him a notice, and on it politely were writ, as owner of hens and hen coat, you're hereby requested to quit. For Ephraim, I don't know. Ephraim thought about it. There's no use in skriking. For those who don't know, that means crying. There's no use in skriking. So he starts to have a look round. And 300 yards down Cow Lane, a beautiful plot he found. Now then, Ephraim's problem was moving Fencoat, which he'd built to last many a year. So that night he went down to the Fair House and asked for a few volunteers. He paid for a pint or two gladly, with a promise for others to pay. Now then, 6 burly fellas came forward and said they'd move it next day. Well, it were thoughtest at summer, and the hen coat was heavy as lead. So they puffed, and they panted, and they tugged, and some strange sounding adjectives said. But Britons will never surrender, and they kept going whilst they were nearly there. Now they put it down for a minute to have a blow, as it were. Is he from up front? Said Backen. No, he's not here. Is he at side? Said Tuller. No, he's not here as well. Now Willie Higginbottom said, that's I don't call that kind of rare, kind of fair. We're pushing like horses, and Thorner's not doing his share. When up popped Ephraim and said, with a voice nice and clear, keep pegging away, lads, and don't accuse me of slacking, because I'm carrying purchase inside. That was by the world famous poet, probably born and bred in Lancashire, not known outside the county, Bill Froggatt.
Very good. And now, I wish you to welcome our special friends and guests with their flirtatious feline felicitation of flocking our sinny hilly pilification. Carrie and Jonathan Dyson.
Moonlight streams down, soon the world will be asleep. Neighbours with candles around the garden creep. Where's that cat? Where is that wandering boy tonight?
Hear the neighbours nightly call. Puss, 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 come down from that garden wall. Puss, 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 puss.
Each night when time to retire, where's Tom? He's out with Mariah,
Asking her if she'll
be his little puss, 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 puss. Tabbies and Persians are heard for many miles, wagering grand opera high up on the tiles. Who knows what dreams they plot, Manx tats don't carry tales.
hear the neighbours nightly call. Puss, 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 come down from that garden wall. Puss, 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 puss.
Each night when time to retire, where's Tom? He's out with Mariah,
Asking her if she'll
be his little puss, puss, puss,
puss, puss. Join in with the pussy. Hear the neighbours nightly call. Puss, 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 puss. Come down from that garden wall. Puss, 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 puss.
Each night when time to retire, where's Tom? He's out with Mariah,
Asking her if she'll
be his little puss, 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 puss.
One more time. Asking her if she'll
Be his little puss, 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 puss.
Hold the hand.
a little song, a little number about my favourite fruit. You are allowed at certain times in this song to shout out, bananas! Yes. There is a point in the song where we sing, if I can remember the words, I like bananas. So if you hear the word bananas, feel free to join in. Standing by the fruit stall at the corner, once I heard a customer complain. Shocking, shocking. You never seem to show the fruit we all love so. That's why it just never
be the same.
That'll be business never being the same, won't it?
Here we go.
I don't like your peaches, they are full of stones. I like bananas because they have no bones. Don't give me tomatoes, I don't like ice cream cones. I like bananas because they have no bones. Wherever we may go, with Gina, Jan or Anna, I want the world to know I must have my bananas, cabbages and onions, potato tunes. I like bananas because they have no bones. The sun has got his hat on, hip 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 hooray. The sun has got his hat going out today. Now we'll all be happy. Hip, 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 hooray. The sun has got his hat on and he's coming out today. Wherever we may go, with Jill or Jan or Anna, we want the world to know we must have like bananas. We don't like to whistle, can't play saxophone. We like bananas because they have no birds. We don't like politicians, they are full of. We like bananas, we like bananas, we like bananas because they have no birds.
Right. I'm supposed to tell them that. Right. Returning by popular demand with a magniloquent, metaphysical Montparnasse of militaria and rhapsody of rodomontade, Mr. Tony Rugby.
Thank you, Mr. Interlocutor. I got my own back. Now then, you may have heard many monologues by that very fine monologist, that's a good word, Stanley Holloway. Now, I'm not going to tell you about that poor wretched family that came to Blackpool with Albert the son to see the waves, but they were all fiddling and small. And they were out to laugh at, because there's no biz round it at all. Well, I'm not going to tell you about that, because when they got onto that central station, they were stood there, they cast a very, very sad little group. There was no Albert, because he was somewhere else in Lion's stomach. And all they had to show for the name Blackpool was Albert's hat and a stick with a horse's head handle. Well, I'm not going to tell you about that. I'm going to tell you about another Lancashire legend whose name was Sam Small. It occurred on the evening before Waterloo, and troops were lined up on parade. The sergeant inspected them was a terror, of whom every man was afraid, all excepting one man in the front rank, a man by the name of Sam Small. As the sergeant walked past, he was swinging his arms, and he happened to brush Sam's musket, and knocking the musket clean out of his hand, it fell to the ground with a slam. Dear me. Pick it up, said Sergeant, abrupt but cool. But Sam, with a shake of his head, said, "Seeing as thou knocked it down out of my hand, thou must pick it up where it stands, or it'll stay on the floor." Thou knocked it down. So Sergeant exclaimed with a roar, "Sam, Sam, pick up the musket." And the sergeant exclaimed with a roar. Sam said again, "Thou knocked it down. Thou mun pick it up, or it stays where it is on the floor." Right. The sound of high words very soon reached the ears of an officer, Lieutenant Bird, who says to the sergeant, "Now what's all this here?" The sound of these high words soon reached the ears of the Lieutenant Bird, who says to the sergeant, "What's going on here?" And the soldier told him what had occurred. "Sam, Sam, pick up the musket."
and said to the sergeant, "Now, knocked it down, now mun pick it up, or it stays where it is on the floor." Now then, this caused quite a stir. Then captain arrived to find out the cause of the trouble. And every man there, all except Sam, was full of excitement and bubble. "Sam, Sam, pick up the musket," said captain, "for strictness renowned." Sam said, "He knocked it down, so it's reaped. He'll pick it up, or it stays where it is on the ground." The same thing occurred when Major and Colonel will try to get Sam to see sense. When Duke of Wellington, Duke of Wellington it was about, he heard all this noise, didn't he? He came up on his lovely white horse to find out the cause of the bother. And he spoke to Sam and put his arm around him just like a brother. And he said, "Sam, Sam, pick up the musket. Come on, lad, just to please me." "Right, Duke," said Sam, "just for the I'll oblige." And to show I meant no offence, Sam picked it up. "Gravely, lad," the Duke said. "Right, old boys, let battle commence."
Right now, our antepenultimate offering approaches. We'll have a dilly-dally of Lollapalooza Lollygag.
Oh,
Once more, Mrs. Brenda Ackers.
We had to move away, 'cause the rent we couldn't pay. The moving van came round just after dark. There was me and my old man shoving things inside the van, which we'd often done before, let me remark. We packed all that we could pack on the van, and that's a fact. Then we got inside all we could get inside. Then we packed all we could pack on the tailboard at the back, till there wasn't any room for me to ride. So you all know what my old man said all over the van, and don't be on the way. Off went the van with the old Martin in it. I want to ride with the old Martin in it. Well, I'm in such a mess. I don't know the new address. I don't even know the blessed neighbourhood. And I feel as if I might have to stay out all the night. That ain't gonna do me any good. But I sometimes I'm coming over faint. What I need now is a good substantial feed. And I sometimes kind of think I don't soon have a meal. I'll have to rob the linnet of his seed. I know it's a duck. So, my old man said follow the van and don't dilly-dally on the way. Or when the man with me own backed in it, I walk me on with me old pop duck. I dilly and dallying and dilly, lost where you don't know where to go. Oh, you can't trust the specials when you know what reputation, and you can't find your way. Oh, you know what reputation, and you can't find your way home.
Should have taken the amber liquid the first time. Let the voices go. Right. One last reprise. Our penultimate act. There's one more. With an iconoclastic iconography of Iberian Ibsenism. Mr. Tony Berwick.
Listen to me while I tell you of the Spaniard that blighted my tribe. Sha-la-la, sha-la-la. Listen to me while I tell you of the man who stole my future wife. It was at the bullfight that we met him. He was watching his daring display. And while I popped outside for some nuts and a program, the dirty dog stole him away. Oh yes!
Oh yes!
Oh yes! And I swore I would get my revenge. For if I catch Alfonso Spaghetti, the Toreador. Ta-da! I can't have bullfighter. Oh dear, I forgot the word. I'll catch that bullfighter. I will, and if I catch the mountain blighter, I'll kill. He shall die. He shall die. He shall die. He shall die. Shall die. And I'll put a bunion on his Spanish onion if I catch him bending tonight. I chased him to London, and he gave me the slip once again. And they tell me this morning he's doubled and gone back to Spain. But whatever it takes me, I'll catch him. And no more will he give me the slip.
Oh no.
And that is the reason on Sunday I'm going to Spain on a P&O ship. Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
And then there will be dirty work. For if I catch Alfonso Spaghetti, the Toreador, with one mighty swipe I will on the jaw. I'll catch that bullfighter, I will! I'll catch the bounder, the blighter, I'll kill! He'll die! He shall die! He shall die! He shall die! He shall die! And I'll put a bunion on his Spanish onion if I catch him bending tonight. Hooray!
I need to ensure that the entire cast is present.
They are.
For the next.
Jonathan. Hey.
Right, here is my last absquadulate. Glutinous agglomeration of amorphous alliteration. Our finale approaches. A veritably gallivanting gallimaufry of characterful choral charisma. Featuring the entire company. Including, of course, yourself! From the bottom, next one.
I'll be your sweetheart if you will be mine. All my life you'll be mine all the time. Blue bells are gathered, prepare around you. When I'm a man, my man will be
to marry you.
We doing that again?
Yes.
Again?
Yes.
Hey, here we go.
I'll be your sweetheart if you will be mine. All my life I'll be your Valentine. Blue bells are gathered, till I'll be true. When I'm a man, my plan will be to marry you. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. You made me want you, and all the time you knew it. I guess you always knew it. You made me happy sometimes. You made me glad. But there were times in you made me feel so bad. You made me sigh for I didn't want to tell you, I didn't want to tell you. I want some love that's true, yes I do, yes I do, you know I do. Give me one mindful, you know you got to find the kisses that I die for. You know you made me love you.
Very good.
Come and make eyes at me down at the old bull and bush. Come, drink some cold wine with me down at the old bull and bush. Be a little German band. Just let me hold your hand, dear. Come and have a drink or two down at the old bull and bush.
Yes, twice. More again then.
Come and make eyes at me down at the old bull and bush. Come, drink some port wine with me down at the old bull and bush. With a little German band. Just let me hold your hand, dear. Come and have a drink or two down at the old bull and bush.
You will be relieved to know that I've run out of words and everything else. I'd better hand back to why? Well, have you finished? In case there's anything to finish with, I don't know, but over to Matt. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I don't know what to say really. I'm absolutely overwhelmed is the right word, not overwhelmed. Well. I'm not going to say anything. You know yourselves how good that was. Hey! You should also know that they must have spent hours and hours and even more hours practicing, and I know they've been
Half an hour.
The ghost behind me.
Hey, Obadiah. Be quiet.
They have practiced. The superlatives were all there with Roy.
Yeah.
I think we need to give them a massive round of applause.
And the video will be available within the next week, probably on Facebook.
Yes, you are still recording, so just don't do anything rude. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, Brenda and I are escaping to the countryside. I'm not here next week, so if there's any disasters, nothing to do with me. But you will be pleased to know that there were several people who volunteered to take over.
Me?
Too late. Barbara is in charge next week. So it promises to be exciting. Now, I did ask Louis if he would do a vote of thanks. Have you remembered?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Well, what a meticulously marvellous, magnificent, wonderful evening we've had. An evening to remember. And what about all those costumes? Absolutely fantastic. Who's the seamstress? I don't know. But it was great.
In the back, please.
Can't move out of the way, right. I did look up on the internet about music hall.
We should stand still when I'm trying to film you.
He's telling us to move this way.
Well, stand in the middle, but you're fine there.
Music hall is a British theatrical entertainment. It originated in saloons and bars in the Fade away, and it became variety. And variety then went into the theatres, and after the theatres, when I was around, it went into the working men's clubs. And the working men's clubs was my bread and butter for a long, long time. And now we're here in 2020 in the Fylde Rugby Club. It's still alive! So can we have, please, a real great big rip-roaring round of applause for the wonderful cast, Tony, Jonathan, Karen and Brenda.